Dear friends and family, I'm operator Starsky, and this is day 1062 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine. Russian terrorists attacked Kyiv with ballistic missiles, Putin recruits women and re-educates children into future invaders, and Ukraine reports new cases of the Russian terrorists using combat chemicals. This is the Frontline focus. Let's roll. On Saturday, the Russian terrorists attacked Kyiv with ballistic missiles. A damage was reported in the Kyiv downtown. Unfortunately, 3 civilians were reported dead. Among them was a man who burned in his car parked outside. The Ukrainian General Staff reported that only in December 2024, Russian terrorists used ammunition containing banned combat chemicals 434 times. Since February 2023, there have been a total of 5,389 documented cases of such violations. These banned substances include munitions launched from K-51 and RGVO grenade launchers, as well as other combat chemicals prohibited under 1925 Geneva Protocol and the Chemical Weapons Convention. Ukraine's Radiation, Chemical and Biological Intelligence units report that they are actively monitoring those violations and report all cases to the United Nations. Russian invaders have recently made advances in several regions. In Kursk Oblast, the geolocated footage from January 18 indicates Russian advancements in eastern Kurilovka, south of Sudzha. In eastern Ukraine, Russian terrorists were attacking near Kupiansk, Liman, Chasiv Yar, Toretsk, Kurakhove and Velika Novosilka. In response, Ukrainian forces have counterattacked near Chasiv Yar and Toretsk and successfully recaptured their positions. Also, the guys from the ground in Pokrovsk report that the Russian terrorists make constant attempts to infiltrate the town using small reconnaissance teams, but without much luck so far. Moscow will obviously need to throw more Russian men into a meat grinder to establish control over these settlements. Interesting fact is that Russia is resorting to some truly desperate measures to maintain its military aggression in Ukraine. According to intel from the Russian media, the terror Russian so-called volunteer military detachments are actively recruiting both men and women from across the terrorist federation to improve their forces. For example, Dmitry Rogozin, the former head of the Russian Roscosmos and also famous Russian neo-Nazi, revealed that these recruiting efforts target both specialists and unskilled individuals. To me personally, it signals that the Kremlin has a growing need for more troops. The recent data indicates that at this point, Russia is increasingly turning to women to fill the combat roles. This move is part of a broader push to overcome the growing manpower deficit, and you may ask, why do the Russian terrorists lack the manpower? The answer is the high death toll among the Russian terrorists as Ukraine becomes more and more efficient in utilizing advanced weaponry to eliminate Russian personnel. And another answer is that, of course, inevitably depleting stockpile of Russian combat vehicles cannot be replaced fast. So as a result, the Russian government began promoting the recruitment of women into various combat units, which is a clear sign of how dire the situation has become. And you know, it's truly a case of Putin fighting until the last Russian, which is in a foreign country that doesn't belong to him. I remember that back in 2015, 2016, the Russian forces often involved female snipers. It was believed that women naturally have much sharper eyesight than men. Although nowadays the role of snipers on the front lines is facing changes due to the advanced technologies and the drones being massively utilized by both sides. In addition to recruiting women, as I have mentioned in the previous episodes, the Russian terrorists have also expanded their military training camps for kids, which indicates that the Russian terrorists are aiming at a long-term war against the West. It was already reported numerous times that Russian terrorists also involve Ukrainian kids that were kidnapped and deported from the occupied territories of Ukraine. Those children are forced to go to the Russian military camps, where they acquire different combat skills and get re-educated into the future Russian invaders. And the craziest thing, my friends, is that that's basically the country so much admired by Tucker Carlson or Tim Pool, who call the civilized world to tolerate the Russian terrorism and become more like Russians. Dear viewers, do you really see yourself tolerating this amazing Russian Federation raising kids as soldiers, literally just like Adolf did in the times of the World War II, or like ISIS that raises little kids as future suicide bombers, which is completely the same approach? Please let me know in the commentaries. Dear friends, please subscribe to stay informed about the latest updates and share this content to help Ukraine be heard. I will see you in the commentaries. I'm Operator Starsky. As always, be safe.